So, we told you earlier in the show that the Trump admin's response to demands for answers on Epstein has honestly been quite shocking. The response to people asking about what happened to the client list sitting on Pam Bondi's desk can, in fairness, be excused. She may not have meant the client list specifically was on her desk, she may have meant the case itself was on her desk. But that isn't the only thing that was said during this entire saga. We want to play you a clip of Alina Harbour, who is currently serving as acting US Attorney for the District of New Jersey, as well as a counselor to the president. She appeared on Piers Morgan in February and said, "It is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, information, names that will come out." Take a listen to some of this.
Jeffrey Epstein files, we're told, are to be imminently unleashed. And already we saw the Attorney General Pam Bondi say that the scale of what happened is far worse than anyone realized. Well over 200, maybe 250 victims, and that we're going to get information either later today or tomorrow from these files. What can you tell me about that?
I believe it will be today. I was just I saw Pam and Cash in the White House just before coming on your show. And I can tell you that I haven't been privy to it yet, but I know it is coming out. They will be taking portions of it. We have to be patient. And I said this last night at a dinner with some media. And I said, I think America needs to remember one thing. We are going to be promises made, promises kept. But when you're dealing with victims, and by the way, this is a perfect example of a case that was vetted, that went through trial, that had testimony, and was prosecuted the right way. I don't preemptively attack. That's just not the way I operate. But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability. So you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court. But again, now it's time for accountability.
So we have flight logs, information, names that will come out. She also said, quote, "I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not being held accountable." She said those words after meeting with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. So what happened to all of those individuals that she said were hidden, kept secret, and not held accountable? We're now being told those individuals don't exist, that Ghislaine and Epstein trafficked victims to no one. Apparently, thousands of hours of footage show no one other than Epstein and Ghislaine abusing these victims. And even if it was only them on video, which is virtually impossible, you're telling us that there's nothing in all of those files that links back to individuals who watched, maybe distributed those vile videos? Well, Pam Bondi has responded to some of the heat facing her and the admin right now. We're going to play you that video in a moment. But first, we want to show you President Trump's response to a reporter asking questions in earnest about this entire saga. Take a listen.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for an American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of Saturday?
Yeah, sure. If I
Pam, could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
So apparently an entire country and any honest media in the entire world wanting answers to promises that were made are desecrating the admin in the midst of giant wins and tragedies occurring at the moment. The response from President Trump to this reporter is truly astounding. He says, "Why are you even asking this? Are people still talking about Epstein?" Yes. Yes, they are, and they will be for a very long time. Epstein is the biggest story in the world in our modern times, and to suggest that there's something wrong with asking questions about a case that has been so poorly handled is astounding. Truly. But Pam Bondi goes on to answer the question, so let's take a listen to that.
February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
So going back to our previous point about the videos and the fact that all of the blackmail Epstein kept on video of all of the people sexually abusing children being the list, Pam Bondi says that all there was child porn that had been downloaded by Epstein. How do they know that, by the way? Did they personally watch thousands of hours of child pornography and determine that in every single video there was not one single identifiable perpetrator that was videoed by Epstein or even not by Epstein? Has this been passed on to Interpol to see if there's a ring in operation distributing this child pornography that can be taken down? Identifiable individuals in these videos that can be prosecuted? They said there were over 200 victims involved, so what happened to those victims? Have they been interviewed? Will they be called in for further questioning? Will an investigation be opened? Well, apparently not. According to the administration, it's case closed, and asking any questions about it is a desecration. Well, let's just go back to that conversation with Alina Harbour and Piers Morgan from February.
And we know that only one person so far has actually gone to prison over that whole scandal. It was Ghislaine Maxwell, the former lover of Jeffrey Epstein. No man so far has actually been put in prison as a result of what happened. Do you think by releasing information from these files, we are likely to see criminal actions being taken?
Absolutely.
Really?
I think it would be negligent for us not to. You have to hold individuals who are indeed rapists accountable. We have to have them tried, in my opinion. And I do believe in that. You know, nobody should be just dismissed. You have to have your time in court and your case will be heard. But to hide lists, to protect political friends, all of that, we don't have time for that.
Are we calling this outcome negligent then? Because at bare minimum, if there is all of this child pornography, even not provably videoed by Epstein himself, there should be an investigation into that. But there isn't. And none of it is being investigated, really. They have officially said, case closed. And it seems they don't really care that most people know it's a cover-up. Perhaps it was best summarized in an interview released this morning from Tucker Carlson. Listen to journalist Sagar and Jetty summarizing this for us.
The lie at this point is not even part of trying to convince any of this is true.
Yes.
The lie is a signal to everybody else involved in the scheme that to the ultimate ends, the United States government will go to protect all of you.
Yes.
And that's the for
Man,
what
is that smart.
purpose?
Can you say that again? Okay,
Yes.
so it's a signal.
The lie is not for you and me. The lie is for those implicated to say, no matter what, we will protect you. And then we have to start asking the question, why? As in, what is the purpose of this entire thing?
Why and what is the purpose of this entire thing? Pertinent questions. If the people involved are so important, one needs to ask the question, why did the Epstein saga even reach the media cycle from the very beginning years ago, just to get squashed in front of everyone's faces? They're stating, case closed, it's over, nothing more to see here. To quote Bill Gates, well, he's dead now. We're quite sure, and many are hopeful, this is not the end.